Terrific atmosphere, Joe Johnson.
All the best, Judd.
Yes, what a great evening. And the boys really
Thank
are
you,
back
the first
in town,
frame.
aren't they?
Judd Trumpterborough.
It's great to see Ali Carter back. So he should be in the top 16, shouldn't he? And it's Judd Trump who's going to be breaking off. Well, the first mistake goes to Carter, and the first easy chance falls to Judd Trump. He'd like to finish low on this black to be able to go into that cluster of reds, especially with the red to the right of the black. Could have done with pulling that cue ball back just a little farther. Well, he played the cannon to the red, didn't have the angle to go into them.
8.
But he's okay, he's nicely on this red to the right corner.
Nine.
Yes, and that just run on a little too much to go into the pack of reds like he wanted to.
Yeah. 14.
And that little kick he got there. This is a safety shot. Come pot. Didn't play to hit the angle, and I'm not sure if he played the pot. But this is the result. And the kick that he just got has just left him a little awkward on this red. Good recovery.
50.
Well, he's the right side of blue, just. But looks like the only red he can play for. Well, I was going to suggest the one on the cushion, but he did have the angle to try and disturb them, which he did, and he's a little unfortunate there.
Judd Trump, 20.
A handy early 20-point advantage for Trump then. Produced some spectacular snooker in his run to the semi-finals of the Masters, Trump. That wonderful match against Neil Robertson that Neil was discussing before this one got underway. Came up against an inspired Barry Hawkins in the semi-finals. But you do feel the way he's been playing of late, and it's only a matter of time before he lifts an important trophy again. Who knows, it could be over the course of the next 5 days.
Yes, he's certainly got the ability, no doubt about that. And a little fortunate there, Judd Trump. He cannoned into the black, and he's very fortunate not to have left the cue ball down this end of the table amongst the reds. Avoided the in-off just. And it's left Carter with a tough safety.
someone's going to make hay when they get in.
Yeah, so it's so important to get that cue ball safe, isn't it? A tap on the table there from Ali Carter. It was an excellent safety shot he played there, Trump. Tried to get in behind the brown, just missed the black on his return to balk. But an excellent safety may have forced Ali Carter into taking this red on. Oh, good attempt. And did so well to miss the reds and get that cue ball back down the table. Never been short of guts, Ali Carter. Here's another half chance. That wasn't far away either. And again, he played that. Look where he's played the cue ball. Had it gone in, he would have been able to tuck up tight behind the green. And as it hasn't gone in, he's still got a good safety. Didn't get enough screw into the cue ball, and he's left this red on to the right middle. Now, as Philip said, chance to make hay now. You'd want to remove those reds around the black spot. And I do believe he got another little kick there.
6.
So he may have no choice but to play for the black now. Doesn't really want to tie the black up. He'd prefer it to go onto the brown spot.
Sean Murphy in the background. Last year's runner-up to Mark Selby.
7.
And again, he's not in an ideal position here. Playing to come a little further on this red.
50.
But he's retrieved the situation and now he's in ideal position. And this red behind the pink after he's taken this one.
20.
That will free the pink. So now it's turned into a very good chance. Doesn't need to go down the table for the black.
$27.
Yes, it was the last shot. He didn't get onto the red as he wanted. Wanted to be fairly straight on the red, but you still expected him to pop that red into the right corner. That's a real let-off, that, for Ali Carter. And although Trump's 47 points ahead, one good pot here could be right back in this game. Oh, he's overcut it. He got a bit fortunate there, Judd Trump. Could have left that red over the pocket so easily, but he left that tough red with the rest. And now straight back at the table.
I Third opportunity to clinch this opening frame. Not a gimme by any means, particularly early in the match, with Carter not having had any significant table time yet. Very happy memories of this tournament. Ali Carter, champion here in 2013, beating Marco Fu in the final.
7.
Yes, and he showed his fighting qualities in that match, didn't he? Because I think he was 3 or 4 frames behind. Never knows when he's beat. In fact, I think
30.
he was 4 frames behind when he played Judd Trump in the World Championship.
Yep. 40.
9 downer, I believe he was.
He's shown a lot of resilience down the years, both on and off the table, Carter. Great match player. Twice a World Championship runner-up to Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, still not safe, and I don't think this red passes the yellow.
20.
67 in front, 67 remaining.
That's a cracking pot.
21.
And he had to get that because he left this red on luck.
Should be a formality now for Trump. Already snookers required.
And now he can relax.
23.
Winner of this match plays either
24.
Alfie Burden or Zhang Anda, who are in action this evening. Sounded like a kick.
Yeah, I think he's had 2 or 3 in this opening frame.
30. 31. 37. 38.
Didn't really get hold of that one as he intended.
Green ball.
Oh, he got hold of that one, though. Look at this for a positional shot. Yes, I know it didn't really matter. Game's over, but
41.
still, nevertheless, a great shot.
Judd Trump, 41.
So 3 scoring visits for Judd Trump to clinch the frame. Ali Carter, understandably, coming back to the table to get a feel for the conditions. He obviously can't win this frame, but he wants to feel like he's in the match.
1.
Yeah, just knock a few balls in and feel part of this tournament.
Seven. 9. 'Ali Carter, 9. Yes, Ella? Yeah. Frame, Judd Trump.
So Ali Carter has a brief visit to the table, but Judd Trump had long since got the frame won. So first blood to the Juddernaut. He leads by 1 frame to 0. Between Judd Trump and Ali Carter, eagerly anticipated this one. And it's Trump with 3 scoring visits who's taken the opening frame, the first of 5 to go through to the last 16.
Yeah, what a judge.
Touching ball.
Left a touching ball, so Ali Carter can play away from the reds. Try and land that cue ball on the cushion behind the green.
Acknowledgement from Carter for a good safety. It is an underrated aspect of Trump's game. We know about his supreme potting skills, but tactically, he's up there with the best of them.
Yes, I'd probably put Carter above him, though. Very good safety player, Carter. He's looked at the red going in off the red here. And by gum, what a good shot that was. Hey. Oh, has he got the angle on the green to come back down the table? What about this for a shot? Look at this. In off the red. He looked at that shot. That's why I said it just before he played it. And he's always looking for an opening, Ali Carter. Yeah, he's got a great safety game, but his attacking game superb as well. Lots of right-hand side on the cue ball there to try and come down with this red into the left corner. Now he's got choices here. He could play into the reds or play for that red just to the right of the black spot. There's one at the back of the pack there that will go to the left corner as well. And can he nudge another couple of reds out here? No, he's the wrong side of the red.
11.
Again, he's got choices. He can play into the reds or play for the 2 loose ones. Ideally, the one to the right of the black spot. He's played it. He's left himself a chance of both reds.
18. Now,
surely this time he'll try and develop them. Doesn't want to catch them too full. 3/4 ball, half ball. would be ideal. Carving too thin. He was trying to catch them 3/4 ball, half ball, and in doing so, he's just caught them a little bit too thin.
Ali Carter,
Judd Trump
26.
comes back to the table, and I'm sure he'd have been thinking, had that cue ball gone into the pack of reds, it could have been one frame all. Well, he took the risk there, opening the pack of reds, and he's pushed one over both corner pockets. So now he's going to sit and wait and see if Judd Trump can make anything of this. It was an attack in safety, but red's going over both pockets. Oh, so close to going off, but it's finished up nice.
Yes, he caught it rather thicker, didn't he, than he intended. Very nearly saw the cue ball follow the red in, as it is. Perfect position for Trump.
Eight.
And a great chance.
9.
Spoke very honestly, Trump, during his Masters campaign about his state of mind in recent months. He talked about how he feels that he's a much better all-round player now than he was when he first burst onto the scene, making the World Championship final
60.
back in 2011, going on to win the UK title that year. But he says he's not nearly as confident as he was then, which sounds like a bit of a contradiction, because you would have thought if his game is better, his confidence would be higher. Were you a little surprised, Joe, that he revealed so much of himself?
24.
Yeah, the thing is with snooker players, it's all about confidence, isn't it? And
25.
if you're in the wrong frame of mind and somebody asks you a question, you're likely to give a different answer if he'd asked you it maybe a couple of hours later. There's nothing wrong with this guy's confidence, the way he pots balls and everything else, but I understand what he's saying about winning tournaments. It's time he started winning more tournaments, I think.
32.
Certainly a contender for the World Championship, but to win that, you do need confidence. And there's nothing
33.
like winning tournaments that breeds that.
Won the World Grand Prix last season, beating Ronnie O'Sullivan in the final. He has 4 ranking titles to his name, the last of which came in Australia
38.
in 2014.
Yeah, got another kick
39.
there. You saw the white ball jump, and it took the pace out of the cue ball. He's the wrong side of the blue. And it is, you saw the red jump as well there. And it's so unfortunate. It can cost you frames, matches, tournaments.
Speaking of which, he got a kick when he was in to win in the final frame of his semi-final at the World Championship back in the spring against Stuart Bingham.
44.
Had he not got that bad contact, who knows? It could have been Trump taking on Shaun Murphy in the final.
45.
Yeah, good point, and just reinforces what I was saying. It's such an important part of the game now, kicks. How do you get it out of your mind? And big bounces. He had a big bounce earlier, Ali Carter, in and out of the balk area.
51.
So, 5 points the difference. He's going to need one of these 2 reds near the cushion.
56. 57.
Just a quick glance at the scoreboard there, Ali Carter, and he knows now that he just needs one of these reds. And he'd have preferred it to have been the red to the left corner.
64.
This is tough. Good shot, right in the middle.
65.
If he was going to miss, that would have been it.
So that attacking safety that Carter played has cost him the second frame, leaving a couple of reds over the corner pockets.
70.
Trump proving to be ruthless in the second frame.
Yes, and that hugged the cushion, didn't it?
71.
A chance of the century. Well, for a moment, I thought he'd miss that one. Just went in off the angle. Wait for it.
78.
Jimmy White was a little bit like that, wasn't he? Come on, referee up.
Trump likes to entertain, particularly when the frame is won.
83.
Yeah, I think he wants to make the century there. Get another one on his CV.
87.
He's a prolific break maker, that's for sure. 375 in total. He made 82 last campaign. This will be his 27th of the current season.
92.
Oh, look at that. No man's land. This is tough. There you got a kick.
And that threw the pink off line to end any hopes of the century, but it was a superb break of 92 nonetheless from Judd Trump. A frame-clinching contribution to double his lead over Ali Carter, who has early problems. He trails Trump 2-0. Back here at the Templedrum, a flying start from Judd Trump, the former World Championship runner-up and UK champion, leading Ali Carter by 2 frames to 0, including that excellent break of 92 in the second frame after Carter had played an attacking safety, but left a couple of reds over the pockets. So it's Trump to get us underway in frame 3. A change in the commentary box. We got rid of Joe Johnson because he's getting on a bit, and he won the world title at least 100 years ago. So we've got a more current world champion to talk us through frame 3. Neil Robertson, welcome.
Pleasure to be here. Obviously under more disappointing circumstances, not having qualified through Wigan, but yeah, still enjoying the experience of being in the commentary booth.
It's not been a bad season thus far, though, has it? Champion of champions, UK champion. Yeah, that was a pretty lucrative month that you spent on the Green Bays.
Yeah, it was, yeah, indeed, especially with Christmas right around the corner. Definitely came in handy.
And that fabulous match that you played against Trump, Neil, at the Masters, where, I mean, you scarcely did anything wrong. The standard was just off the scale. Both of you were scoring superbly when you got in. Must be frustrating when you've played that well and you still come out second best, because it's not as though you really did anything wrong.
No, it was a fantastic match, and you know, going into the tournament, obviously I was very confident. Yeah, I had a bit of a bad feeling that someone was going to produce a performance like that sooner or later, and unfortunately for me it happened that week. But yeah, I have to take my hat off to Judd. He played a fabulous match, and you know, it was worthy of any final, and you know, he seems to be sort of carrying on that form here tonight. He's playing very solid so far against Ali. Ali hasn't done too much wrong, just the aggressive safety shot in the last frame cost him, you know, leaving the red over the hole.
Yeah, this is a big frame, isn't it, for Carter?
Yeah, I think if Judd goes 3-0 up, he'll you know, be very confident getting the job done. Ali will then have to start to chase the match somewhat, and that'll sort of play into Judd's hands. So I think this next frame could be the telling frame of the match.
Oh, well, that's what he's known for.
1.
His long potting is outstanding. And that really hurts a player, doesn't it, Neil? Because he's not played a poor safety there, Ali, but Trump's just got down and stroked that in.
Yeah, he just overran the cue ball a little bit by a few inches, and you know, Judd, you know, he's in very good form, so those kind of shots at home look very difficult. But for a top player like Judd, he would have been very confident, you know, in taking that on, and
5.
especially because he could manoeuvre the cue ball and get back to bault pretty easily. You know, it was a shot to nothing, and he was always going to be very confident on that shot.
Touching ball.
Oh, queuing here for Trump, but shouldn't be a problem.
Six.
This is a somewhat unusual venue, Neil, as regards the open plan nature of it, with 5 tables in use simultaneously. Does it feel different when you're competing out there in this open plan arena?
Yeah, it's very tough to maintain your focus throughout a match, especially in Ali's case, because you know, he spent most of the time sitting in the chair, and Ali will,
12.
you know, he'll need to focus on what's actually happening at the table with Judd, because you know, you don't want to let your thoughts
30.
wander around on the other tables and maybe see some a closer frame. Somebody might be having a black ball fight on one table. So he really needs to focus on his own table and wait for his chance. And if it does come, he needs to be ready for it, because I've played here, you know, a few years, and a couple of matches I wasn't really 100% focused, because especially if you're on the main #1 table,
90.
you know, you've got all the other tables around you, so it's very easy to let your mind wander and you know, watch what's going on around you.
Well, there is the Temple Drum in all its glory. Excellent crowd in again. This tournament always very well supported. They generate terrific atmosphere. But you do have to be 100% focused on what's going on your table, despite the distractions. And at the moment, Trump certainly is. He looks in the zone.
$26.
Not much Carter can do sitting there.
27.
That's one of the unique elements of snooker, isn't it, Neil? Unlike other sports, that when your opponent's at the table and potting like Trump is right now, you're powerless to do anything to change the situation.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Ali's sitting in his chair. He didn't play a
33.
terrible shot by any means, and you know, when another top player is playing really well,
34.
there's not a lot you can do about it. You just have to, you know, wait there, you know, concentrate, maintain your focus, sort of, you know, convince yourself to always get ready, you know, if your opponent misses. And you know, Ali's very strong mentally, so he won't be too sort of disappointed with his own performance so far. And you know, he's come back from bigger deficits like this in matches before, so you know, he'll still be confident in his own ability that, you know, should he get the chance, he'll be able to take it and perhaps put some pressure on Judd.
40.
Yeah, it's not as though Carter's played poorly. 1 or 2 half chances, but Trump has been clinical so far.
41.
And this is a golden opportunity for Trump to move 3 in front. 1 more frame to come after this one before the interval. First of 5, of course, to go
46.
through to the round of 16. 94%, that's excellent. Anything over 90 is the benchmark
47.
for these top pros. Martin Gould in the background. up against Mark
52.
Williams this evening. Former champion here.
$53. $58.
Yeah, that was a kick. You
59.
saw the red leave the bed of the table.
Yeah, there's been quite a few so far in this break already. The red Judd played before to land wrong side of the blue. You got a really big bad contact on that. And this venue does play a little bit harder than some of the others. I don't know why. A few years ago it was very tough to play. A lot of kicks, a lot of big bounces off the cushions, and as a professional it's very frustrating. And so far from what I've seen, it looks as though this table is going to
64.
bounce quite frequently off the cushions, more than expected, and possibly a high number
65.
of kicks as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out this week.
Meanwhile, Trump has potted frame ball, this blue to make absolutely sure. Broke down on 92 in the previous frame, another opportunity for a century.
70.
Carter watches on. Yeah, how much of a
71.
frustration is it, Neil, when you're involved in a match where there are an unusually high number of kicks? Does it
Apple.
begin to affect your confidence, your trust in what you're doing?
Yeah, it does, because, I mean, you always have to play the correct shot. That what it can do is that, you know, for a shot that you would normally just roll in sort of at a pretty slow pace, you can then start stunning balls in to avoid the kick, because, you know, the highest
79.
amount of kicks come from slowly rolled shots. So it can sort of play around with your mind a little bit in that kind of way. But that's when it kind of suits a player like Judd, who likes to sort of stun the balls in, and he can, you know, get by, you know, a lot easier than some of the other players someone like Mark Williams, who sort of really struggles in a kick-heavy environment, so to speak.
87.
Because Mark Williams just rolls every ball in, you know, sort of floats them in. Whereas someone like Judd, even myself, you know, prefer to stun balls in.
Well, the kick wasn't costly for Trump. He's looking very serene out there at the moment.
92.
And surely this time the 100 break is his for the taking.
93.
Terrific scoring. We've already mentioned that he's lost his previous two encounters against Carter, both in a final frame. But he looks in the mood for some revenge this evening. And there is the century.
100.
The 27th of this campaign, the 376th of his career.
102.
And this guy next to me knows a thing or two about making 100 breaks, that extraordinary century of centuries. A couple of seasons back.
105.
That was a special moment for you, Neil, when you clinched it. It was against Trump, if memory serves me correctly, at the World Championship.
Yeah, it was indeed, and yeah, obviously, you know, an incredible achievement to do that, and you know, it's looking increasingly harder to do, because obviously, you know, that we won't have the PTC tournaments next season, and yeah, obviously very proud of that achievement.
Well, Trump misses the blue, or does he? Well,
So Trump, 109, and the frame.
a terrific break from Judd Trump then, who's dominating this match at the moment. Ali Carter really hasn't had much of a look in, and the run of 109 puts Trump 3-0 to the good. Ali Carter preparing to break off in the final frame before the mid-session interval, a frame he surely has to win to have any chance of turning this match around. Judd Trump has been imperious so far. Those breaks of 92 and 109. Carter hasn't made too many mistakes, but those that he has made have been punished to the full. Meanwhile, the world champion from 2010 has slipped out of the booth, and the 1886 world champion Joe Johnson is back in it.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better.
Just kidding there.
Yeah. Always great to get the views of somebody, such a great player like Neil. They play very similar, don't they? Judd Trump and Neil Robertson both play some tremendous shots. Both score very, very heavy.
Yes, it was interesting to hear Neil talk about how different players at this level suffer from kicks in different ways. For example, Mark Williams, a player who likes to float the ball in and just roll them around the table, can be more susceptible to the effect of kicks than someone like a Trump or a Robertson who prefer to stun the ball and hit it with a bit more pace.
Yep, I agree entirely. If you've got that kind of touch game, you're more susceptible, that's for sure. Playing the two-cushion escape and got very close to
Foul.
it.
No miss.
Doesn't want to catch them too thick,
Good
though.
trump. 4.
Is this a free ball? Don't think it is.
Back. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
And the counter just said to him, was that a free ball?
So, Judge. Bit more where?
He couldn't come off the side cushion and land up into the reds. I don't think there's any need, really, to play the two-cushion escape. It's so risky to play this shot, because if he catches them a little thick, he leaves the cue ball down this end of the table with the balls open.
Yep.
And he could even cannon into the red just above the pink. So he's got to be very careful here.
No, it's not right. Couldn't get that. Couldn't hit there.
Couldn't hit that.
To go in there.
Well, that's how sporting he is. He says that he couldn't hit that right-hand side cushion and come into the reds.
You're saying you couldn't hit any of that?
Sorry?
Couldn't hit any of that cushion?
I couldn't hit here.
Yeah, he's saying he couldn't hit there, which would have made the escape very easy. He's very close to it, the referee.
That's not right.
Yeah, I think it needed to go back just a little bit.
You sure it was close?
Further away from the
Closer to
yellow.
Definitely closer to the yellow. Like that.
Well, this is where the still frame comes in handy.
This way a bit more.
Well, there is the still frame. That's where
Just
Carter
out.
was cueing from.
Just
That
out
was,
of the D, wasn't it?
yeah, pretty much spot on.
Bit more. That's right. About that, Good.
So, Carter's second attempt. The margin for error with a shot like this is pretty small, because if you catch it too thick...
Can't have been there because now I can hit them.
Now Carter's saying he could have brushed off the edge of the pack had the cue ball been there. We're talking about a very fine margin between getting that cue ball absolutely right and just off where it was before.
Yes, and again, though, he's been very fair there, hasn't he?
Okay,
He could have played the shot and come off the reds.
Yep.
And played a good safety shot, but he's punishing himself. What a great sportsman.
Foul. No miss.
That's what he'd like
Good
to
trump,
do with
6.
the reds. Again, just missed the reds. Fractions again.
Yep.
One, two, three. It's just not hard enough. He got the line. He needed to bounce off the black cushion in behind the black.
19 trumps lead, 18 remaining. One snooker required as things stand for Carter.
Well, there's a half chance again here. He's got to make sure of the blue safe. Clip the blue to the left side cushion, onto the baulk cushion. Caught it a little bit too thick.
This frame has lasted almost as long as the previous 3 put together, but it's the most important frame so far.
Again, this is close. This is close. Oh, I think it's just a little too hard. A fraction too hard.
Yes, and had the cue ball had a little less pace on it, that would have been a fiendish snooker. Those are the margins. Ultra fine.
And again, he's got that chance off the 4 cushions. He could play it off 1 cushion. That guarantees the blue safe. But he's tried it off 4 cushions again. And I think he's got him. He's got him behind the pink.
Swerve from Trump. He'll be feeling just a little edgy, having conceded one of the 2 snookers that Carter requires. What a frame this would be to win for him, but still the big underdog.
Just a little too hard again. The problem with that shot is that if he misses the snooker, he leaves a chance at the pot.
Thin cut for Trump then to surely put this frame safe. In it goes. Well, he's had to work for the 4th frame, having breezed through the first 3.
Well, he played the snooker just in case he missed the blue. Well, he's got the snooker. And he's having a look at the scoreboard.
24 the difference, 13 on, so Carter needing 2 snookers again.
Yeah, so it's important he hits this, you know.
So Trump 5.
And that gives him some breathing space.
I'm sure this will be cozied up to the pocket.
Well, I'll play it over the other pocket, but he's done what you said, Phil. I'd have played it over the other pocket because there was a chance of getting the cue ball in behind the black and distance between them. The problem with playing the shot that he played is that he leaves a half chance of the snooker, and the main thing about that shot is that he guaranteed the pink to be safe. A little harder. It could have been tough.
So Carter battles on, acquiring 2 snookers again, with just pink and black remaining. He's come pretty close on a number of occasions to getting extra snookers, but this time he's leaving the pink over the pocket, and Carter knows the game is up. Well, he has it all to do when they resume after the mid-session interval. Judd Trump has played some outstanding snooker in that mini-session, breaks of 92 and 109. The highlights, Trump just 1 away from victory.
And that, you sense, might be that. Ali Carter fighting valiantly, but 4-0 down to Judd Trump. Just one needed for Trump. We'll look at what we've seen so far in just a couple of minutes.
In contrast, made that 109 break and another run of 92. Try as he might, he has been battling for all he's worth, Carter. He's just not been able to get a foothold this evening.
Thank you,
His
frame
best
5.
chance.
Judd Trump to break.
That scrappy fourth frame before the interval. So first things first, avoid the dreaded whitewash and try and build from there.
Yes, those type of shots have got to start going in for Ali Carter. Again, he wasn't very far away, just a fraction. But as Jimmy White said, he's so aggressive, Judd Trump, and when he's 4-0 up, he can afford to be aggressive, can't he? It's unfortunate there to have blocked the pocket on the black.
Brown ball.
That could have been end of match. Would have been able to see the black into the pocket.
1.
Again, he's playing the aggressive safety out off the pack of reds. Look at that. Look at that. And the full ball kiss on the green has left a chance here.
Well, he's got to make things happen now, Carter. He's got to go for it, and that means taking some risks.
Well, that was risky. And as you say, he has got to start taking risks. He could have played safe off the loose red. Oh, well, you can't argue with that, can you? Great pot. And what made it more difficult is he tried to pull that cue ball back the right side of the blue. Taking the more difficult brown to bring that cue ball down the table. Now, how's your luck? Has it come far enough for this red? I think it has. An inch slower than the red.
And those are the kind of breaks you tend to get when you're playing well. You're in front. It has been a very impressive performance thus far from Judd Trump this evening.
Yeah, and the chances that Carter's had have been
12.
Not good ones, but he never really got in full control of the cue ball. The balls were always awkward. Never got a chance to play, find the pace of the table. But that hasn't gone according to plan. This is a tough one. It could be a match winner. Right in the middle.
Terrific cueing from Trump there. Look how still he stayed on the shot. Very missable. Even when you're 4-0 up.
Yes,
I think he's playing with the worst. And the red spread nicely.
That applause was for the re-entrance to the arena of Sean Murphy and Ben Wollaston. They're level at 2 apiece, resuming after their mid-session interval. Murphy, who came so close to lifting this title 12 months ago, pipped to the post by Mark Selby after building an early lead in the title match. He'd love to go one stage further this year.
I think he'd just like to win his first match at the moment.
Still has plenty to do. It's a tight one. This one, in contrast, is going strictly one way.
Well, decided to play for this red into the right corner. It's the more difficult for those loose reds, but if he gets good position off this red, made it with a lot of left-hand side on the cue ball, and his choice of black or pink.
It's not been his evening.
And
I don't think Carter can be too frustrated if he is to lose this match. With Trump at the table looking to close things out, because it's not as though he's made glaring errors and
56.
Given opportunities on a silver platter to his opponent. He's just never really had the chance to show us what he can do.
57.
Yes, that's exactly right. And he did play an aggressive safety shot there, Ali Carter, to try and force something to happen. But he did knock in a terrific red, Judd Trump, and there's nothing you can do about that.
And in the blink of an eye, Trump is already
63.
on match ball. A terrific
64.
performance from the 4 times ranking event winner. A real statement of intent, this from Trump. Played some great stuff at the Masters, denied by an inspired performance from Barry Hawkins in the semi-finals in London.
71.
But he's had too many guns for that man tonight.
72.
Carter has been frozen out.
Yes, he's already had a century break. Could have been 2. Could have made a century in the second frame. Very heavy scoring.
79.
Very difficult to play against.
8.
Would love to finish with another century. He's got plenty to do. No century, but I'm sure there'll be a handshake.
And the match.
Sure enough, Carter offers his hand. That was a comprehensive victory for Judd Trump. He scored supremely well throughout the evening. He looked very confident when he was in amongst them, and he punished the errors that Carter made. He didn't make many, but he never got a chance to show us what he's capable of. Judd Trump sails through to the last 16 here at the German Masters. He's won by 5 frames to 0.